Now you have to realize the clip that I'm about to show you, this is something that we do every single day inside True Trading Group, where the moderators and I, it's not just myself, the other 9 professional traders, we tell you, this is where we're focusing on. This is what we think is going to happen today in the market. These are the stocks we're focused on for trading. We're going to look to enter at these prices, and we're going to look to exit at these prices. So before the day begins, you know exactly where to focus your attention. This way you don't have to be stressed about like chasing trade alerts and it's like you're not even paying attention and all of a sudden an alert comes out and you're scrambling to open things up. No, you know exactly what the game plan is before the day starts. And that puts you at a massive advantage over tons of other traders that are running around like a chicken with their head cut off when the market opens, and they're just like scatterbrained and they don't even know what the hell's going on. And they're seeing candles, they're seeing scanners, stocks are moving, and they get caught up in all of that chaos when you can remain very calm, very relaxed, and execute on really great trades. That's exactly what members did today inside True Trading Group. So I have a quick video clip, guys. This is from early this morning inside of True Trading. This is not from the live stream. This is from inside of our actual chat room before the day begins. I want you to pay very close attention to the stocks that I mentioned and the prices that I say. Let's go ahead and play that clip. Now, what I'm thinking about here with JP Morgan and Bank of America is you have some nice support levels that are being broken right now on the banks. And I want to watch to see if there's resistance there on a bounce back. If you look here on the bottom right of my screen on the daily here for Bank of America, you can see this little flat bottom here. Call it around like $30.70. And you see how now we've broken underneath it on the back of this news from Fitch. If that level acts as resistance, then I think this stock drops to $30. $30 is a great spot. And that doesn't sound like much on Bank of America. I mean, Bank of America is an extremely low, volatile type of stock, but that doesn't mean you can't still get a 30, 40, 50, 60% gain on an option contract. You can get an option contract at 80 cents. It can go to $1.10, $1.20, no problem. This $30 level is the 50-day moving average, dark blue line on my screen. And then also you guys can see from back here, all right, you had this previous little pivot resistance, then you had that big gap up day, and then that gap up day, then it became support. So that $30 is a nice little area of structure. So on the back of the warning from Fitch that they might downgrade the credit rating here, maybe there's weakness in the banks today. And I want to see if Bank of America has resistance at that 30.70, 30.75 area, and then get down to $30. JP Morgan, similar type of scenario. For this one, I want you to look at the bottom left of my screen. It's a little bit easier to see this level when you look bottom left of my screen. I wanted you to see this level here around 153. Now, at 153, you can see support, support, and support, right? Now we're underneath it. See how we're underneath it in the pre-market session? So what I'm looking for on JP Morgan is there resistance at 153? Because if there's a resistance at 153, then you can see JP Morgan drop down to around 150. So now listen to, there was the video from this morning. Now, let's talk about JP Morgan first, where we said, you heard me just say it, 153 for the entry for the short. I think the stock gets to 150. The high of the day today on JP Morgan is 153.27. The low of the day is 150.23. And this stock got absolutely pulverized after that test and failure at 153. You guys can see here 60%. Look at this. Look at all these members that are commenting on this right now. 140% gain on JP Morgan puts for David. Lisa killed it on JP Morgan today. Julie Hamilton got 50% gain on Bank of America. KTX Lee got 50% gain on JP Morgan puts. Ryan got hit the JP Morgan puts. Get Low got a 60% gain on JP Morgan puts. 30% on JP Morgan, 110% on the SPX. I mean, just look at 30. Yeah, look at some of these comments. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Congratulations, guys. Again, big shout out and a big congratulations to members that were on this and caught this move. But this is exactly what you just heard me say it. That's pre-market. It's before the market opens. This is what I'm talking about. Let us tell you what the plan is. So you heard before the market opens, guys, 153 JP Morgan, we've got room to 150. Well, there's the 153. You guys can see there's the 153 rejection. And the stock just got killed. It got killed today. You take a look at Bank of America, no different. Bank of America, we said $30, right? We said $30. Look where the stock is, $29.85. Okay, stock's down 3.5% for Bank of America. You heard me on the video. A 50% gain on Bank of America on put options is something that you could see today. And Julie, 50% gain on Bank of America put options right there. Reggie got 350%, which is just absolutely insane. I'm not sure which strike or expiration that you guys went off of, but that's just absolutely insane. 132% gain for Mufasa. This is what and this was before lunchtime. Yes, this is every day. Sherry, thank you. This is every day, guys. This is every single day that you are getting this analysis from myself and the other moderators at your trading group. Let's just look at the 153 level, right? Why did I say why 153? Well, if you take a look at my chart right here, you can see it very clearly, right? You can see this. It doesn't take an experienced trader to look at this and say, wow, every time that we get to this level, okay, JP Morgan finds support. So this is why I said, okay, guys, well, you got a negative catalyst. You have a negative catalyst on JP Morgan and Bank of America today. And that negative catalyst is Fitch. Do we know who Fitch is? Who's Fitch? If you were on my live stream on August 1st, you know who Fitch is. Fitch is one of the major credit rating agencies. You have Fitch, you have Moody's, you have Standard & Poor's. They are the big three. Fitch is the company responsible for downgrading the U.S. credit rating on August 1st, which triggered this downward move in the market that we've seen over the last 2 weeks. Again, August 1st on this YouTube channel. You can go back and watch it. It's right here on this channel. I told you everything's changed. I think the markets are going to move down. We're going to go down to that and close that gap, 442.50 to 443. And we got to, where did we get to today? Exactly 442.50. Gap filled, gap closed, target acquired, target reached, profits in the pocket. That company came out today and they said they are putting the major banks on warning, meaning they might downgrade the credit ratings of the major banks. Now, in May of this year, Fitch put the US government on watch. Fitch said, we are putting a warning on the US credit rating. They gave a warning in May. August 1st, they cut that rating from AAA to AA+, one notch lower, which insinuates that US debt is slightly higher risk than it was before August 1st. That's what Fitch is saying. Now Fitch is saying we are putting JP Morgan, Bank of America, and a lot of the major banks. We're not talking about the little banks anymore. We're not talking about First Republic or Silicon Valley. We're not talking about PacWest or Western Alliance. We're not talking about Zion. We are talking about JP Morgan and Bank of America, the titans, the behemoths of the banking sector. And Fitch tells you today that they are putting those banks on warning for a possible credit rating cut. That's a negative catalyst. That negative catalyst was enough to gap JP Morgan underneath what was once a support level for the stock. And once that level is broken, now we say, okay, where's our next level of support? And on the daily chart, it's 150, 150 and a half. That's where I get these numbers from. I am not pulling these numbers out of thin air. I am not guessing with these numbers. I'm using my over 17 years of experience to tell you if this level breaks, the stock should move down to this price because that's where the next area of support and therefore buying is. That's where this analysis comes from. And that's exactly what happened. There's your high of the day, 153.27. And we rolled all the way down to 150.23. That's it. There it is. I'm not psychic. I'm not using some special indicator. I'm just using my experience to say, if this is the information that I am provided, how can I make money from it? That is what we do.